Rumor alert. Rumor alert. Spider-Man Far From Home hasn't even landed in theaters yet, and people are already speculating for what is going to be going down in Spider-Man 3. I couldn't be more excited for the project, even more with one of my favorite villains, Mysterio, in it, and them trying to introduce the multiverse, hinting at huge things coming in the future. Some stuff not so obvious that we know they're pretty much gonna do in the following films. So before going on, I do want to disclaim, in this channel, we don't really do rumors all that much. If I did, I would be making a video every day on something new coming out. So when I do a video on a rumor going around, it's because I highly believe it to be fact. Nothing has just been official. And the rumor going around right now is that Venom is going to be introduced in the third Spider-Man movie. And the evidence of why this could happen could actually surprise you. So this all got started when around the weekend, there were rumors going around of how Deadpool was going to be integrated into the MCU. Because we all know that Disney has bought out Fox now, so they own their X-Men characters back. And they're probably scrambling around right now to try and find a way to fit the X-Men and Deadpool into those movies. One of the biggest rumors is that Deadpool was going to be introduced in the third Spider-Man movie as sort of the Marvel character in that, because every Spider-Man movie in the MCU so far has had a major Marvel character join Spidey along on his adventures. In Homecoming, it was Tony Stark, Iron Man. In Spider-Man Far From Home, it'll be Nick Fury. And so for the third one, yeah, why not? Deadpool in it? Well, a Twitter account that really seems like a nobody, Roger Wardell, says there are no plans to add Deadpool in an MCU Spider-Man 3, but Sony desperately wants Tom Hardy's Venom in this MCU. Deadpool has his own movies but never showed up in the main X-Men films. It will be the same way for the MCU. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, 3C has lost it. He's picking random Twitter accounts to make videos on? Unsubscribe. Where's that button? Okay. The reason I trust this nobody account is because back in December, they were coming out with tweets like this. Chris Evans gets a chance to play a completely different Steve Rogers in Avengers 4. Hail Hydra. Robert Redford is another face to show up in Avengers 4. He will share scenes with Tony Stark and everybody's favorite trickster, Loki. Scott Lang is also there, but in typical fashion, really messes up big time. And a lot more like that. Basically, in December of 2018, before Avengers Endgame was coming out almost 6 months away, this account was tweeting things that turned out to be completely fact in that movie. So specific and detailed that it's like, these aren't guesses. This is someone who's heavily involved in the industry, close to the Marvel world, and is leaking out this information on this unknown account. Now, nobody paid attention to it back in December, but now after Avengers Endgame came out and we saw, whoa, this guy predicted everything, his account has blown up and more people have followed him, and now every now and then he will tweet something about the industry and it turns out being true. So now with that said, and you knowing this, doesn't this make it a lot more credible about what the guy's saying in Venom and Spider-Man 3? Even without these tweets, there's a lot of things to hint at this. I mean, long time ago, Amy Pascal, who was the Sony head, said that, yeah, Venom is part of the MCU, and Kevin Feige gave her a look of, what the heck you talking about, man? Now, this does not mean it will happen for sure or fact. Lots of things can change and happen in between Spider-Man Far From Home and Spider-Man 3 coming out. But you have to remember, Sony still owns a big chunk of Spider-Man, and they control basically whatever happens in the movies, even if they have a deal with Marvel Studios. So if they say, hey, you put Venom in that movie, they're gonna have to do it. And now with the multiverse being mixed in, it seems like this is what they're trying to do instead of a Spider-Verse movie with Miles Morales. Look, I am a huge fan of the character of Venom. I was not a huge fan of the movie. It was fun, it was entertaining, but really I don't see that character meshing with the MCU Spider-Man. It just feels like two different things, apples and oranges. So if Sony wins and they get to mesh these two characters together, part of me is going to be like, all right, finally, a Venom that actually looks cool, exciting, has his powers. Heck yeah, I would want to see that, but at the same time, Spider-Man's doing really good on his own in the MCU, and if they have a different character in mind for the third movie, I don't see why Marvel would agree to it. But there's so many interesting things that this guy mentions that people aren't really talking about, like for one, talking outside of Spider-Man, he's saying that when Disney starts making their X-Men movies, Deadpool will not be joining them. He'll have his own little separate universe. Maybe he'll be in the MCU, but he won't really cross ways with them. I kind of figured this would be expected because they said they do want Deadpool rated R, but they don't know about mixing a rated R character with PG-13 movies. If you bring a character that's rated R into a PG-13 movie, you're telling younger kids that, oh, if you want to like this movie with this character, you have to see his rated R movie. And I'm sure Disney and parents would probably not be happy about that. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it'll end up happening? Do you trust this account? It's gotten so much information right. It's basically got a 100% track record as of this far. I don't see why not to trust it. But be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.